So police shouldn't have to respond to a mental health crisis. This is real. Or at the very least, they should be the last resort. So a prime and tragic example of that has unfolded in Paterson, New Jersey. Take a look at this headline. Anti-violence organization demanding justice after police fatally shoot an employee in distress. This reporting is coming from ABC News. This all took place this past Friday when Najee Seabrooks was killed by police. Let's go a little deeper into this. The Paterson Police Department responded to a 911 call on Friday of a person in distress, later identified as Seabrooks, 31, who had barricaded himself inside a bathroom, according to the New Jersey State Attorney's Office. We're gonna go further with this. According to the state's Attorney General, Matthew J. Patkin, both crises negotiation and emergency response teams were sent to the scene where non-lethal force against Seabrooks was used. The AG's office said that 2 officers from the Paterson Police Department's emergency response team responded with lethal force when they shot and killed Seabrooks. Again, reporting coming from ABC News. Now let's take a look at Mr. Seabrooks, who he was. Look at that. That smile could certainly light up a room. This is him. The officers had the opportunity to help from Najee's colleagues at the organization he worked for, the Paterson Healing Collective. I kind of want you to take in the fact that he was on the front line trying to help others, and he himself needed some help. This picture is coming from Joshua Field on Twitter, yet they refuse to help, meaning the police department. The most pressing question is why they turned down help from Seabrooks' friends and co-workers at the Paterson Health Collective, who rushed to the scene after Seabrooks contacted them by phone. Further in the reporting, workers at the Healing Collective have earned wide praise for their work to limit the violence in Paterson, helping victims and urging them to avoid retaliation. They are trained professionals and they wanted to help on Friday, begging police to let them talk to Seabrooks. Instead, they heard the gunshots that ended their friend's life while waiting helplessly outside. Max, this is a tough one.
Yeah, this is especially tragic all around. And people wonder, who have not experienced this, why people don't call the police when they have a mental health crisis. And the fact is, if you have a mental health issue, you are 16 times more likely to be killed by police if they're called during an emergency. If you call them for help, it's basically a coin flip, whether or not they'll arrive and just shoot you in the face. I mean, and it sounds here like this is a department that did a lot of things right. They sent out a crisis team. But it again shows you this huge hole in our social work and mental health care nets within police departments. It's something that should be split off from policing entirely, because time and time again, we see that the only people who suffer are the people who make the calls in most cases.
Yeah, that is unfortunately the truth, Max, right there. And the Paterson Healing Collective said the following in their statement: the pain of this tragedy is magnified because Najee dedicated his life to reducing gun violence in Paterson and worked every day as a high-risk violence interventionalist alongside his colleagues at the Paterson Healing Collective. Najee's death is one more senseless violent act that underscores how critically important it is to have community-based first responders like Paterson Healing Collective, who are trained in de-escalation and community crisis response in our neighborhoods. And again, this is coming from the Paterson Healing Collective. The Najee's family and colleagues are demanding answers and actions, and I think that is their right to do so. The Paterson Healing Collective, along with Seabrooks' family, is demanding that Passaic County Prosecutor Camelia M. Valdez and Paterson Public Safety Director Gerald Spiezell resign. The Paterson Healing Collective has also called for the release of body camera footage of the incidents, for the officers involved in the shooting to be placed on administrative leave, and the creation of a non-carceral crisis response team and a civilian complaint review board that could have investigatory and subpoena power. Really not asking for too much there. Our hearts go out to Najee's family.